How you all doing, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this time I'm going to be talking about Nintendo GameCube. This is going to be all about the console that I got, and there's a bit of a story behind this one actually, and the games have been sort of building up my collection ever since. So I'll start with the console. So that started about a year ago, and basically I ended up doing a convoluted way of getting the console I kind of always really wanted. And the moment I saw this many years ago, I knew I always wanted one, but it's a Japanese exclusive colour. Ginger Hippie Gaming, you're going to like this one, as probably many of you will do. Yeah, Spice Orange. So the story behind this was, I basically purchased this as a faulty console. I stopped reading the discs. But I wasn't too worried about that because I wanted to take everything out, and I purchased a second GameCube, which was a purple one I think, and transplanted all the bits from the purple one inside of this one. Yeah, it's really nice shape, good condition. I think I paid £30 for this because it was broken. It didn't come with any leads, no controller, nothing like that. So just the console. I think I paid, I want to say I remember it being around the £20 plus postage for the purple one. The purple one had a battered up like case on it. There were bits broken off of the casing. It was a real mess. Just put it like that. But it's okay though, because I didn't want that part of it. So it was a gamble though, because obviously this is where I used to live, and I didn't have any means of testing. Didn't have a power lead, didn't have any hookups, nothing like that. And it's before I got my N64, so I didn't even have the AV cable. So I literally just had no means. So even after putting the ones from the purple console in there, didn't know if it would work. Fast forward in time to, I've obviously moved into where I'm at now, and we go further on Christmas time. I decide, do you know what, I want to get all the bits and pieces, get this going. To start off with, my birthday back in September, my partner's brother got me this for my birthday. Official Spice Orange controller. Works absolutely perfect, like it's hardly ever been used before. So that was that. To start off with, I've got, well, I had my N64, so I had the AV lead for that, so that's fine. Just needed a power lead memory card, so I got the black one because obviously it holds a lot more. I think it's worth the extra money to do that. And I picked up a official power lead, which is plugged in all at the moment. I got that for, I think it was £16, £16.99, something like that. And that completed the console. So then after that, it's just a matter of games. So there's a stack of games I've got for it. Full disclosure, I am at the moment going for sort of games that were, you know, meant something to me back in the day. My favourite ones, probably not necessarily the best of the GameCube, but they're games that I liked and games that I want in the collection. And then the rest of it, there's kind of no rules as such. It's whatever it turns into is what it turns into. Yeah, there's no real restrictions on collecting at this point. It's just, well, apart from money. So aside from that, yeah, no real rules about collecting, so I'm not ruling out really anything on this. So I'll start with the first two games I got back in the collection. I had both of these back in the day. The first one I got, I believe, was this one. I actually got this back when it launched, which I think it was a release title for the system, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is Wave Race Blue Storm. I think it was around £12 maybe, something like that. Fully complete. It's even got the precautions, and yeah, it works perfectly. And yeah, that's Wave Race Blue Storm. Really loved this game. It was one of those, I was really in awe of the graphics at the time, and when I loaded it up at Christmas time, I thought, you know, that still, for me, held up really nicely. And yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more jet ski game kind of better graphics and whatnot, but I think for this console, I think that it's really superb graphics. Next up, this was one of those eBay listings where it's like you click on it, it's a drop down menu and you select the game, so you obviously have multiple games. I had this back in the day and I enjoyed it. It's not a, you know, it's not going to be in anyone's top 10. It's not going to be in, a lot of people probably think it's a load of rubbish, but I liked it back in the day and I got it pretty much not long after it came out. I think I remember actually spending 40 quid on this game, which is, yeah, crazy, but I loved the film, and then I thought the game was really good. So it is SpiderMan. Always been a big Spider-Man fan, so ever since Tobey Maguire's film, basically. But yeah, it's all complete. Probably eventually could do with a little bit of a manual upgrade, but that's okay. And yeah, that's Spider-Man. Next up, just a quick one. Yeah, oh, this one hasn't got a manual. Never mind. This one was like £1.50, I think, at my local CX. ISS2. Got the precautions, but no manual. All plays perfectly well. This one, back in the day, before we before I had sort of PS2 and got into Pro Evolution Soccer, I think this may have even been the one that preceded that one, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this is what we used to play. Me and my mate, and some good times were had on this, and I would say until the point where you discovered you can score from the halfway line, so basically from kickoff, and that used to just piss everyone off then. So yeah, that was the dreaded, if you're able to pull off the halfway line goal, you're pretty much winning the game. But I enjoy it, and classic England team there with Scholes and Beckham and all them, not Gerrard's in there. Yeah, not the greatest football game, but I liked it. Good memories on that one. Okay, next up is, where did I get this from? Oh, this was eBay. This was another eBay one. I think I got this for a tenner, which is probably why I jumped on it. I had this on the Dreamcast mostly. Did I ever own this on the Cube? I don't think I did. No, because I would have had it on the Dreamcast, so no need to. It's Crazy Taxi. And there is a manual in this one. It's back to front with the leaflets and stuff. It's all there. I love this game. This is one of my favourites on the Dreamcast. And it's no different for me on this. It's the same game. But I just love the opening with you get the Offspring classic track coming out from them, and it's just mad, this game. And yeah, I love it. And I know there's been like a few other similar kind of, I think the Simpsons had a similar kind of one which was fun as well, but this is the original for me. This is, you know, a must-have in my gaming collection anyway. Okay, moving on. Oh, let's go. So there was another football game on the GameCube that used to be a regular between me and my friend, and again, not very good. There's the second one is on the Dreamcast, I think, but it's Virtuous Striker 3 version 2002. hard to score goals. I mean, if you do, you could score some really good goals, and you get the whole rainbow kind of goal, and the commentator goes mad for it, and all the rest of it. No manual, unfortunately. It's just a disc, but yeah, plays perfectly fine. Do you know what? This wasn't actually really that cheap. I think this had to have been around £8 to £10. Well, no, plus delivery. So not overly cheap, but I loved this game back in the day, and that's what I really wanted is to rediscover some of that. So that's that one. Next up, this one. So basically, before the GameCube released, me and the same friend who used to play all these football games with. So this was at the time of going to college, and on the way back home from college, we used to jump off the tram in Croydon, and I think the Currys, they used to have a GameCube demo stand in there, and you could play the first level or the first area of Luigi's Mansion, and this Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader. And this game and Luigi's Mansion was what really sold me and my mate on the GameCube. We were massive N64 fans. We were always going to get the GameCube, but we couldn't believe our eyes. And we thought the N64 when it first came out was stunning and everything else. But this was, for us, it was like, wow, next level kind of thing. I know in today's world it's not probably that much, but back then this was quality, you know. And so this one I initially got for, I think it was £6 CEX, and the disc didn't work, unfortunately, so they had to go back. I think that actually went to actually, yeah, I know exactly what that went towards, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this ended up coming from eBay for £10 or £12 or something like that. I think postage included. So this one is complete, and actually in overall better condition than the one from CEX. And the one from CEX didn't have a manual, so I'm really glad to have sorted that one out. Yeah, lovely game. What more can I say about it? Rogue Leader. Next up, I'm just going to go with this one. The first one of this series. I thought I had a manual in that, never mind. The first one in this series was on the Dreamcast, and another must-own for the Dreamcast. When the second one released, the excitement on this particular version was the fact that Link is in there, Soul Calibur 2. Really solid beat 'em up. No manual, sadly. I thought there was for some reason, but no, there isn't. Yeah, great fun was had back in the day playing this, and the good thing was having the played through the Dreamcast, the first one. You're sort of familiar with the characters, add Link into it, and it's an excellent game, to be honest. And I think this was £12 at CEX. Let's go with this one. This one, unfortunately, ended up owning a player's choice. Not overly keen. I like the original, you know, it's whatever. This is £1.50 from PlayNation Games. It's in a bit beat up condition, so I'll probably be I will look to swap the case out, I'm not going to lie. Disc is great and the manual's all there, but the case is not great and it's a player's choice, but it's 007 Knightfire. I personally really enjoyed this one, and I've been playing a bit of this recently. Yeah, I remember getting this back in the day. I think it was this and Agent Under Fire were the two on the GameCube. I know they had Everything or Nothing, but these two were my favourite on the GameCube. So I've still got to get the other one, but yeah, Knightfire, I really liked it. And for, no, it was £2.50. £2.50, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that, because that is decent gameplay for very little money. Next up, another CEX. Yeah, Although this came from CEX, sorry, I'd used the exchange money to buy this. And I remember this when it first came out. Excellent game, really enjoyable. I don't think I ever actually completed it. I know a friend did, but well, I completed the story part of it, but I never got the 100 and is it 100 or 120 shine sprites, whatever they're called. But yeah, Super Mario Sunshine, and yeah, honestly, it's still as fun as it was back in the day. Really enjoyed starting this up recently and seeing how far I could get. Comes with the manual. The manual's not the best condition. Well, the front looks alright, but the back looks a bit of shit on it. It's just got a little bit of, you can see there, not the greatest shape, but it is what it is. This one plays perfectly fine, and I think it was £20. So I couldn't really argue with that. That's CEX. Good condition. Well, good enough. So yeah, that's Mario Sunshine. So some pretty solid titles there already, and some that might some might think is questionable, but that's a good little stack. Now the next two are pretty, I would say, major titles in the realm of GameCube, and I had to save the best for last. I think they're the best. And this one, these two actually come from a fellow tuber, Champion 2D Rob. And I saw this come up on a post, I'd say about a month ago, well, just over a month ago, to do with the Retro Swap Shop, Retro Chef, and the guys running that. I do enjoy watching that, and there's some good laughs on there. And these two were going to find their way onto there, and I think Rob had put a picture up of a stack of games, and these two were sitting at the top. And at that time, I couldn't really do it financially at the time. I was waiting for payday basically, but I thought, well, I might as well message him and see if we can work out that if he still got them, can you keep hold of them and just keep them by for me, and I'll sort you out at the end of the month. And that's exactly what happened. And Rob very kindly kept these aside for me. I won't disclose the price. That's between me and Rob. It's you know, I'd say I've paid the going rate for what they are, and maybe actually Rob's done me a bit of a solid deal when I actually think about the condition. And these are virtually like he's just unwrapped the Nintendo cellophane off of them, and they're basically brand new. And I always knew with the type of collector Rob is, you could get these two at CEX. In fact, one of them was at my local one and wasn't in nearly as good condition as this. So for these two, I was really happy to pay up, and like I say, maybe I've actually been done a good deal thinking about it. I'll start with the first one, and that is Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And I'm not going to lie to you guys that it's basically as new. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or doing it justice, but it is basically as new. The disc is mint. I can't really complain at that. And so happy to have this one back. And the second one is actually going to be Rob. This one's actually been snatched by the missus. She's getting me this as part of Valentine's / anniversary kind of gifts. But it is the sort of collector's edition Legend of Zelda. Let's do a bit of justice, come on. Once again, just fantastic condition. Yeah, all there. So thank you, Rob, for doing me basically, I think, a hell of a deal on these, because I think it's obviously, what do you call it, the Four Swords are the next sort of big expensive one, but these two in my collection will probably be two of the most expensive they could be. Two of the most sought after for me personally, guys. You know what I mean? It's Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. It's all in there in the name, so that's why this franchise is for me my favourite. So to get those two back and in that condition, I'm over the moon with it. So there we go, guys. That's another video done. That's my GameCube. That's the games. And that stack will keep growing, no doubt. There's a lot of games to go on there, lots of games that are still in the memory. I mean, I had a lot of them back in the day, so, and I think the gold is very much, I want them back. So yeah, you know, life throws you curveballs sometimes, but you just gotta carry on, rebuild better, and I think this is the right way to go about doing that. Thank you, Rob. You're awesome. Hopefully we'll catch up soon. And next up is Sega Dreamcast. So I'll be showing you my bits and pieces from that in the next video. That'll be quite a short one because there's not a lot to that at this point in time. So there's some other bits and bobs I've got to show, and we'll be nearly up to date, I guess. So take care, guys. Until the next one, bye for now.